Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the Vampire Diaries. This is episode 19 of season 7. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. You can vote for your favourite character and your most disliked character by using the link in the description. Just click on that, get voting, and I'm excited to really see whose characters are favourites in this season. I think it's quite a hard one to pick the most favourite characters now. The most disliked characters, I've got a few in mind. I'm not set in stone yet. I'd like to see how the season plays out at the end. But yeah, I'm really interested for the favourite for sure, because I feel like not everybody has been in the show hardcore predominantly focused around it. We've had storylines all over the place about different characters, jump in the future, back in the past, and the present as well. So I think it's really interesting. I can't wait to see what you guys vote. Now, obviously recapping the last episode, I'm going to start with Bonnie, only because we ended with Bonnie and we've not seen her for a while. And I'm really excited to obviously hopefully get her back for the final end of the season. Now, Enzo's gone to her and he's ended up telling her, these pills are not doing good to her. She needs to stop doing them. It's killing her. But what was interesting is with these pills, we found out that Bonnie has been taking them because it has been used as basically like a shielding spell around her, that the huntress, Rayna, can't track her down, which I actually do think it is fascinating. That it's really good, and that makes sense why Enzo has took them and given to Bonnie, because why wouldn't you do that? You want to save yourself, you want to hide away. That is the great. It's just it sounds like a win-win situation, doesn't it? Obviously, it's not, but the intentions were very good. And while we was in there, we found out that Bonnie has been switching some girl's meds for something else, and the girl's obviously clocked it. She's gone over to Bonnie. She's asking it, like, well, she was fuming at first, saying like, "What are you doing? Why are you changing my meds, swapping it out for like candy or whatnot?" And she was like, "Look, I know that you're not crazy, or I see that, that you shouldn't be in this place, so to speak, and neither should I, and we shouldn't be taking these meds, it just make us worse." And then this girl started saying, "Look, mate, I'm a St. John." Is that what they called, actually? I'm not too sure. I think it is. It's just popped in my head, so it must be. Yeah, my family's part of the armoury. So she said, like, "Why are you in here?" And obviously they was explaining it and stuff, and then Bonnie was obviously explaining that she's a Bennett witch and she could get her out if she wants to, but she needs some sort of cooperation. I'm guessing that's the reason why Bonnie's there. She's trying to infiltrate this girl, as well as obviously hide away from Rayna. This girl said, "Look, the armoury, in the basement there is a vault. It cannot be opened. It was once sealed by a Bennett witch, and the only way to unseal it is with a Bennett witch." That must be the reason why they're after Bonnie as well, the armoury. So I'm just well excited. Usually I'm like, let's play the long game, let's build it up. But right now I just want to get in there, I want to see what it is. I want to literally know, because this girl, right, when Bonnie didn't promise to not go to it, she started going mad and she tried to stab Bonnie, and then obviously the carers come and grab those, like, "Wow, you're crazy, mate." But I actually don't know if she's crazy. I just think she's terrified. So that is really, really interesting. And obviously, if we stray away from the Bonnie situation and go to the Stefan, he was obviously inside the body of Ambrose, an addict, while Stefan was... Well, no, was it? I don't know. He was in a different body, an addict, sorry. And this guy called Ambrose was inside Stefan's body, and he was loving it. He was compelling people to kill everyone. There was a girl inside the frat party. She literally literally stabbed everyone and walked outside, while Damon and Alaric were stood there, which I did enjoy seeing them back together. But Alaric, obviously, is not a massive fan of Damon right now. He ended up even saying to him, at the end, "Look, I don't want you in my life anymore, For you, it's just the next day of waking up. For us, we're 3 years in the future. I've got friends, I've got family, I've got kids, and you're just dragging me down, like, we can no longer, basically say we can no longer be friends, you're not a good influence." And even Damon was like, "Wow, that is brutally honest from you, Alaric." And he's like, "Well, another honest, I'll tell you where Bonnie I'll tell you where Bonnie is." And he told him, and that's where Damon ended up going at the very end. And he went inside, and Bonnie was like, not having none of it. Damon stood there with some flowers. He couldn't even say, "I'm sorry," he's devastated, and she just boom slammed the door in his face. And I think that's funny as well. Classic Bonnie and Damon. But Stefan, man, so yeah, like I said, Ambrose, he was in Stefan's body with the help of Valerie. They ended up capturing him. Then he done a transfer spell. I thought Valerie was going to die me. I actually really did. But you know what? Big up to Valerie. She'd done it. She successfully transferred Stefan back into his original body. We actually didn't even find out what happened to the other guy. Did he die? Did he not? We didn't see him again after that scene, which that is interesting. But what Valerie actually said was, "Look, Stefan, when I was doing a transfer spell, obviously I was like inside your head, and you was acting like, no, don't do this, you know, you could die. But she said you wasn't saying that for the right intentions. Instead of you saying it out of love, you was kind of saying it out of like, I'm not worthy, we're not worthy of you transferring my life. And she was like, look, I hardcore love you, man. I've loved you for over 100 years, and I just wish you'd done the same for me. Now, I'm not blaming you for doing that. You've got other people in your life, but I need to be in a relationship where somebody is all in like me, and I still think you've got your mind a bit on Caroline. So that is interesting, because again, I will say, yeah, I know Caroline is with Alaric, but we haven't seen them kissed, and I still think, to me, that is a strange one. I still think that they look weird together as a couple. Not like weird in general, but like as a couple, it's strange, and I can't see. I honestly physically can't understand how Caroline is into him. Now, maybe because obviously Rick was saying he fell for her. He said to Damon, and Caroline, she just said yeah, possibly, because it was what's best for the family, and she likes him as well. Obviously she would have grown some feelings. In terms of relationships and sexual and like, you know, all that stuff, I can't see it, man. I just think, to me, it's even more random than the Enzo Bonnet. I can kind of see that one, or I can kind of jump on and don't think they look strange, but I actually, every time I see Alaric and Caroline, I think, well, that looks weird. So, I mean, I'm fascinated. Is Stefan going to get back to Caroline? I don't know. And if he does, what happens to Alaric? You know, that is pretty tight on him, just jumping ship. So, it's interesting, and I can't wait to jump in to today's episode, find out what's in the vault, find out how Damon and Bonnie's relationship is going to progress, you know, how we're going to start there with not, what's going to happen with Stefan and Caroline, and Alaric. Lots of questions, really excited. Thanks for clicking on my video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. Is this name? Oh, it's Bonnie. Oh, 3 years ago. Oh, she had that letter, didn't she? And she hadn't even opened it in present day. That is cute, that, actually. I was trying to figure out what it was. Lena Gilbert, Caroline Forbes. Oh, check this out. Check, it's Matt and crew. The armor. Oh, yeah. What was it?
Alex told the armor to bring you in.
I'm gonna bring you in. Surely he's not. They always change the camera, don't they? Like the colour, or like make it look oldie or something.
The minute those anti-magic pills wear off, Alex will be able to track you again.
I don't feel sick at all. I can't believe this is happening.
A series of unfortunate events leading up to your ultimate salvation.
I have to open the door.
I was gonna say, is he still stood there?
If you have any ideas how to keep me from dying, I'm sure he'll be happy to hear them, but I don't want to hear one word from your mouth.
I've got to say, I actually do not mind this between Bonnie and Damon. I actually think it's funny. I actually do think it's funny. But what I will not find funny is if it's actually seriously doesn't get resolved. Does that make sense? Right now, I totally get it. And because I absolutely love how they've progressed so much as a friendship group, as a couple, whatever you want to call it. This I find quite hilarious, just the way she's acting out. You know, he deserves it in terms of the Bonnie situation. It's all good. But I just hope it does get resolved. I hope that we don't continue down, you know, till the end of the show with this, because then I'll be mad. But right now, I think it's quite funny.
Whatever's gone wrong, I really can't do another escapade today.
No escapades. No scar, no running from Rayna. So anyway, I was actually hoping to speak to Caroline.
So what, right, you're in?
Yeah, sure, come on.
The odds of us getting through this without a single word being spoken.
Lots of words can be spoken.
Someone who you have erased from your mind has the audacity to show up at your door with flowers, and not even your favorite flowers. Anger returns. Anger floods.
Wow, this is quaint.
He's welcome to go back to his musty old mansion, far away from here.
Missed the chance to see this den of iniquity? Let's do this. Where are you hiding that pesky little huntress?
Modus.
Trying to keep you safe.
Yeah, you got a funny way of showing it.
Look, I don't know why they want you, but they want you. What you should want to know is why you're important to Alex. Figure out why the armory's so desperate to get their hands on you. If you take one of these every day, you'll be safe, hidden from locator spells. Maybe I'd rather see you alive than dead.
I set the ground rules.
I expect nothing less.
See, what I find interesting with them is, like, you always think someone's got an actual end agenda, you know, like when you say, well, you know, what's in it for you, so to speak, and it's like, well, it's just common decency. But it's like, you always think You don't go to that, do you? You always think, what is your actual plan? I had to think that as well. I know he's saying come decent, but I don't know. Like, it's just random for Enzo to just suddenly come in and protect Bonnet without us knowing exactly why. When the last time we kind of seen it, she was cutting his hands off to save Damon, and he was obviously... So I do think it's interesting. It's good that we got that little play out of how she started taking the tablets and how she's there getting protected, etc. So it's quite good. But again, like I said, I would like to know why he decided he wants to start helping her now.
Still got a mystical connection to all those vampires who escaped the Phoenix Stone.
I already told Enzo I don't know how to help your friend.
Me, on the other hand, I'm stubborn. Happy to wipe out anyone off your list in exchange for a teensy-weensy favor. Tell the lady why this is such an amazing trade.
You're on your last mortal life. Transfer it to Bonnie.
If I give up my link to the everlasting, I'll die.
Yep. He's a bad cop, I'm the good cop. Here's what I've got to offer. So for the rest of your remaining days, you will have to chase those vampires to the ends of the earth.
Or you can let us do your dirty work over the next few days, and you could die with quiet in your mind.
Prove that you can kill the ones on my list in progress. I'll consider your deal. The way I see it, those pills you've been using on Bonnie will wear off in the next 48 hours. And those vampires could be anywhere.
It's interesting that, what they just proposed to her then.
What have you got there?
Blueprints of the Armory's underground levels. The Armory collects things, right? Every museum has an archive where they keep the really good stuff.
Still haven't burned this bloody letter?
Every day I mean to, and every day I decide not to.
Side by side in Augustine cells for 5 years, each other's only friend. And one day, instead of implementing an escape plan we formulated together, he left me in a burning cage to die. It's not you, it's him. You deserve much, much better than that.
Look at that, mate. Little speech and the sparks ticking.
The girls left in a hurry.
Ground control to Rayna Cruz.
I can see the places they go and the people they kill is in Richmond, inside a bright, clean room.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is.
I'm hoping we can put together enough so that you guys can prove your effectiveness.
I'm having a lot of difficulty wrapping my head around this new team leader version of you.
You realize that in over 100 years on this planet, I've never had even one day off? I'm seeing a lot of teeth.
People already hate going to the dentist.
Oh, a wet floor sign, mate. There certainly is a bit of a wet floor there now. Alright, so we've gone from 3 years to 2.5 to 1 now.
It's New Year's Eve. Guess up, we're having dinner.
It's the best I could do.
Fucking hell, looks well good. Look at that,
I thought you
mate.
deserved a proper celebration.
If you would have told me a year ago that we'd be spending New Year's Eve together, I would have called you crazy. Whatever you want to call her, Alex. Seems to hate everything your family stands for.
You have 2 parents, right? I had none. Curiosity about what they stand for is what keeps me from hating them for leaving me.
I think I'm finally starting to understand you.
Fucking understood him ages ago. Like, I don't know who he is. He just wants to find out. Wonder how long it took to plug all them lights in. Does look sick.
Why the hell? Not counting guitar practice.
Getting better.
Notice? Old people dancing.
So it's funny because Enzo was the one who first fell for her, then it looks like.
You know, really must get going. Stay too long.
Being a double agent must be a full-time job.
Happy New Year.
Oh, I was proper waiting for it, man. I was so waiting for it. You know what would be good now if he whisks her and spins her around and kisses her? That would have been really good. She looked really nice then.
For all that trouble he went through to get that psychopath out of your body.
Well, he's half the reason that psychopath was in my body in the first place.
3 years ago, you told Caroline you'd be with her when things were safe. You never showed.
There's more to the story.
Nothing you felt like sharing. But now that she's built a new life, there's a wedding on the books, and you're just hopping in to share your side of the story. Will you just answer the damn phone? Where are you?
I'm trying to pick up the pieces of my broken life.
Any chance you can get your hands on a vamp arsenal? Bonnie's in trouble, Stefan.
I'm with Rick. Just tell us what we can do.
Right. I can see it from Rick's side. I can see that, obviously. He's bare paranoid. That he definitely is. Like, there's no other word to define his... the way he's acting, he is full on paranoid. That's facts. And he's saying, look, mate, you could have said all of this past 3 years, yeah, but now we're about to get married, you're going to show up, and it's just like trying to twist the head. That's what he's thinking. But I also like Rick's annoying me a little bit. I've got to say it. He actually is like, but so the last few episodes he's annoyed me, but I've understood everything that he's saying, so I can't really be annoyed at him. Does that make sense? Like, because I feel like he's got grounds for his cause. Like, so the actions that he's doing he's got justified reasons for feeling that way and acting that way. It's just that I don't like seeing him. I don't like seeing this Rick. I prefer other Ricks that we've had in this show, if that makes sense. So like, I'm not a big fan of this one, but I totally get where he's coming from and how he's possibly feeling. And obviously what he said to Damon last episode, like I said, it was a bit savage, but I get where he was. And then what he's saying here, again, like, I get where he's at. So it's a strange one with Rick. I don't know how I'm feeling, literally. They're all on a Madden, aren't they? Literally attacking everyone. Hey. You know what I would like? Somebody that they know to be the vampire.
Before you think about hurting me, my team knows where I am.
Makes no difference to me. I'm in here alone.
There was an incident at my sister's hospital yesterday. That's why I had her committed, after she killed Lucy Bennett. 4 years ago, Virginia forced Lucy to seal a vault in the armory with magic.
Oh, no way.
I need to get her out. Bonnie can help me do that. Something has kept her alive in there. You care for a girl that probably doesn't have long to live. I need that girl to perform a simple spell so I can put our family back together. And I will do everything I can to save her life.
That is tough, mate. It's tough, that, because I was going to say, why would it, you know, what's Bonnie going to get out of it? Because she didn't propose like a you and me, so to speak. It was just all me then, what I need. But then she obviously threw the Bonnie thing, you know, I'll help her at the end. But he seems to say that. Like, it didn't seem like there was any agenda. Now, obviously, I don't trust anything that she actually says. But sometimes the people can actually be saying the true things, you know, not everything that they say is a lie. Now, I think that's actually really interesting. So, like, she's saying that her sister is locked inside that vault, and it was a Bennett witch that closed it, and then her other sister killed the Bennett witch, and she's the one that was in the psych ward with Bonnie. Now, she was fuming, wasn't she, when Bonnie wasn't agreeing to 100% not agree to never open that again, and she tried going after Bonnie. So, like, who the hell is in there? Why is she mad? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is that one put her in there, and why? And obviously this one wants to get her out. I'm actually really excited. It can't just be a standard Joe Blogs normal human like Matt 2.0 in there. You know, it's got to be someone like a heretic, a vampire, a wolf, something like literally some special abilities, a supernatural, something that we've not seen before. But I bet it's going to be none of that. It's just going to be a sort of bog standard person. But I am excited now that conversation's just happened, because I feel like Enzo's going to come and say to Bonnie now, like, maybe, yeah, go back to her and, you know, and then she might get mad at him, and then I'll feel really bad.
We had the jet.
I'm tired. Please tell me you're all right.
Don't worry about me, love. Our cousin Alex only wanted to have a chat, and then she let me go, banging on about this vault and how we should both work together. So look, after I wrestle myself a car, I'll meet back up with you, and we'll get back to Rayna's list.
What you know about the sickness, how much time do I have left after the first scab appears?
A week, maybe less.
She's got a tablet, so can she not take one again? These have got to be together now. From that last dance to where they are now, it's been like 6 months, has it not?
Only heard 2 dogs howling at the noise. Trust your other pastimes have borne more results than your guitar.
Yeah, she knew my cousin, Lucy Bennett. She might have an idea about why the Bennett bloodline is so important to Alec.
Mm-hmm.
And strong.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Hey, that was a good transition. I like it.
I need new pictures in my head.
Trees, sky, purveying grenade.
How's Rick holding up?
Circling around the next campsite to lay cover fire on any egress routes.
Loving it, Rick. Look at him.
Oh, I gotta jump. Rayna's got a beat on her nasty little runaways. Let's get her done.
Me, Bo.
Oh, Bo.
Oh, the heretic?
He helped save Caroline's life.
Mate, how interesting is this?
Take a walk. Time you get back, Old Yeller will already be taken out to the bar. I don't ask permission to do what needs to be done.
Got
What
to
a
respect
bleeding
it.
heart Bonnie doesn't want to take out the next one.
No, you just gotta lie down in a coffin. Hope that when you wake up, the mess you made will be cleaned up.
I desiccated because I didn't want to hurt my friends.
Damon!
That was good, man.
It's his fault, Bonnie. All of it.
There's no other factor you can think of.
I made a mistake 3 years ago, Bonnie. I shouldn't have given up. I shouldn't have run away.
And I got over it.
Enzo has been there for me.
Poisoning you!
He'll figure it out.
And what if he doesn't?
Then I'll die.
I love him, Damon. He won't leave me.
That's a ballsy statement to make. Right. I think all of that was very, very interesting. Now, the fact that Damon, being Damon, just stayed with who he is. He is the guy that does the stuff that nobody else is willing to do. He's always like, I can't remember what season it was, and he was like, look, he was on the stairs going up to his house, and he was saying, look, Stefan, you know, I'm the bad guy. I do the things that people don't want to do because, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm the one who could do it. I'll happily take everybody hating me for everybody else that I love to be safe. Something like that anyway. And that is true, man. Like, the guy will happily go around and do everything that makes everybody hate him as long as he knows that that was the right thing to do to say to people that he likes. Do you know what I mean? He'll happily sit back and let everybody hate him on it, where obviously everybody else doesn't. It was because this is not Damon and Stefan comparison, but in that one, when he was trying to say to Stefan is, look, you try and think about everybody else's opinions and what they're going to think of you and judge you, well, I just do it because I know that's what needs to be done, and that's just what he done there. And then he's blaming Enzo. Now, I've got to say, I don't blame Enzo, but I get where he's coming from. Obviously, Enzo's actions, but it's kind of like that one. Yeah, you can counter it. If you say that it's Damon's fault that Stefan was pierced with the sword, then you have to be in agreement that it is Enzo's fault that Bonner is dying right now. Because, you know, Damon was having... If you're saying Damon was fighting Rayna and Stefan got in the way and killed him, well, you know, trying to protect Bonner, and Enzo jumped in the way and now he's killing Bonner. So that's interesting. But personally, I don't blame... I'm on the other side of both of them. Like, I don't blame Damon for stabbing Stefan. We're getting Stefan stabbed, and I don't blame Enzo for what's happening to Bonner. I just think it was situations beyond their control that at the time that it was happening, they thought it was the right thing to do to try and help. So Damon was fighting Rayna, Stefan coming to try and help, he got hit, you know. Enzo's trying to shield Bonner, he gave her the tablets, but it turns out it was bad. Right, good intentions at the right time, but obviously in the future it didn't work out the way they planned. So I don't blame them, but I get where Bonnie's coming from and Damon's coming from and Enzo's coming from. But Bonnie did surely hear him say how much he actually cares for her. And two, I would love to know what that letter says. It's been 3 years now and it's unopened. And did we ever get to find out what Caroline, Mum, said to Caroline in that letter? Because I was absolutely devastated when she ripped it up. I said Elena should have photocopied it and got another one because it was a possibility. And then when Caroline did want to see it, we didn't get it because she stood at the door and she could see her mum drifting away, and it was brutal.
Part I really don't miss.
Yeah, but part where you help Bonnie.
Don't try to get the band back together. No, you're wasting your time, Steph. When we moved to Dallas, Caroline joined a book club. At first it was once a week, and it was twice a week. Turns out she'd park her car down by the river so she could cry. And the girls and I stopped being a placeholder, and we became her life. She doesn't want to see you.
You know her pretty well, huh?
Better than anyone.
I like how he
Who
said
sleeps
no.
in the second bedroom?
Shit.
After you get home from City Hall on Friday, is that when she's gonna start sleeping in your bed?
All I can do is be worthy of her.
I'm struggling to find words what to say there because I disagree with everything that kind of Alaric's saying, but then I kind of sympathise with how he feels. Like, but why would you be with someone that you don't love each other? You know, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a tough one. That, like, it's well tough. Like, could she not be with, right? If he knows that she doesn't love him, would it not be better off for him to not be with Caroline, but like live on the same street where the mum and dad are both involved in the kid's life because they get on so well? It's not like one of them relationships where you got a mum and a dad and you've only got one parent in and the other one just jumps in every now and again for birthdays and Christmas. You'd have one like, boom, we're here, we see each other every day, we're engaging, we're working together, we're friends, mate, we come round for drinks, you know, we go out for meals, we hang out, we're just not relationship together. I think that would be so much better. Now, this justice for whatever's, is that a marriage thing? So is that what it is? So that's when they're going to get married, like next week or something. But again, like I said, so it confirms what I was saying, like they're not really a couple, and I don't know why Rick's really hanging on to it. He's that desperate for a family. But then I said you could have a family. I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but I don't know why he'd want to be with someone that he knows doesn't physically want to be with him. That's like proper desperate, isn't it? Really desperate. It's deep, that. I actually, like, I don't... I know many people might have different opinions on that. I'm really interested to see it, actually. But for me, I think it'd be much better if he knows that they don't want to be together, that they both split, they both live right near each other, and they're both involved in the kid's life as much as every single day because they both want to be, just not together as a couple. I think that would work so much better. Rick could be happy with someone else, Caroline could be happy with someone else. They'd have two good families, everyone's engaged, everybody cares about the kids, everybody sees them every day, much healthier.
Not to be a crybaby, but these feel a lot worse than they look. They don't get much playing in.
Dire need of practice.
Go ahead.
That is skills. He's feeling
Don't
well
mind
like a
me.
third
I'm
wheel.
just gonna-
Yeah.
Go get the next name out of the job.
That's what this episode would call third wheeling.
This didn't go how I wanted it to.
Don't you think you just show up here and everything's just gonna magically... I can put them to bed if you want to talk.
Have your own.
And I knew that she wasn't going to speak to him.
Remember how Rayna was gonna give Bonnie her last life after we finished her hit list? She added a few more names to the list.
Well, I mean, is she not in a position there where she's pretty much deader? And like, yeah, just take a body and just transfer her life over anyway. Like, she's not in a position where she can even fight back and just be like, come on, love. Yeah, get you in bed. Yeah, you okay? Bonnie's just going to come over. We're just going to do the spell. You alright? You know, like, literally. But the thing is, I'm sure that she said to Damon and Enzo, did she say you 100% have to kill every single one of them? Or did she not say, go out and show me that you are willing to kill them and then I'll help you? Like, because I'm sure Damon and Enzo was like, look, we'll do this. You get all the names down, we'll go, we'll kill them. Yeah. But the way I read that situation was when she counted them to say, well, prove it. It was, okay, I'll go and kill 10 of them, for example. Just say there was 20. I'll go and kill 10 of them. You agree? We're doing it, right? You'll do it with Bonnie. You'll go over there. You'll do the spell, and then we'll kill the rest. Like once it's been done. So if there was 1,000 of them, we'll kill 500. Prove that we're willing. She'll transfer it, and then they'll honour their pact, and they'll go and do it. Now, obviously, once she's dead, they might not want to honour it. They just say, sack it, mate. We got it now. But in terms of, surely it's not realistic. Like, Rayna can't surely believe that she's on the floor, she's going to die anyway. She's physically, like, in that situation, what was the situation? Did we have a similar one with Tyler and Liv, where Liv was dead anyway, wasn't she? She was outside, she was dead anyway, and that's the same with Rayna there. It looks like she's dead anyway. And like Liv done something to Tyler, I can't remember what it was now. She sacrificed herself, or she'd done something. She let him kill her, summits anyway, to save Tyler. And that was the same. That would be here, you know. She's dead. She's redundant. She's gone. She's not going to be useful anymore. So you can either go out and just die being stubborn, or you can actually go out and help somebody because you're dead anyway. And that's what Liv done. Liv done a great thing for someone, and Rayna should do the same. And that is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully, guys enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good one, me. We got a good backstory of Enzo and Bonnie. We've seen a lot of them in this episode. We went from 3 years to 2.5 years to 2 years to 1 year, or maybe even 2.5, 1.5, 1. Like, and we've seen the slow progression of their relationship. Now, I think they're really cute, actually. They are really cute. And Damon was 100% third wheeling that whole time that episode, wasn't it? He was the third wheel. He was just there. He was just in the way for them. They would rather him not be there. But I've got to say, I really enjoyed quite a lot of the scenarios that we got here. Like, with the conversation, like I said, what he had with Enzo, blaming him, I can see it on both sides. And I agree with Enzo, not in this situation, not Damon. The fact that, you know, Damon blames Enzo, I don't blame Enzo. The same way I don't blame Caroline for possibly accelerating her mum's death when she told her to drink her blood. Don't blame her there. Don't blame Enzo for giving her tablets. And I can't remember the other example as well that I said, but all that sort. Oh yeah, and I don't blame Damon for what Stefan getting hit off Rayna. That's my personal opinion. I think that everybody acted in those situations what they thought was best at the time, and then obviously later down the line it didn't work out. So I'm never going to blame that person. So I do think the Enzo Bonnet and Damon situation is really interesting. Obviously she gave him the letter at the end, and she said, look, I only carry it around to make me realise, you know, never to trust like people or something like that, but I need to know what's in that letter, me. I actually really do. The fact that she's held on to it for 3 years and not opened it really makes me want to know more. I'll tell you what we did find out though. We found out what was in the vault, and it is it's Alex's sister. It seems like one of her sisters, one of the other sisters inside it, with a Bonnie's cousin or whatnot, and then killed her. So then obviously only Bonnie can release a spell, and that is why the woman inside the psych ward or whatever it is tried to kill her, because she didn't want that to happen. But now I'm thinking about Bonnie's cousin. Didn't we see her? Is that the one that we seen with Catherine when they thought, yes mate, we locked Catherine, you know, Caroline done some good acting, she got pinned up against the wall, and she's like, yeah, she's upstairs. Took her upstairs, boom mate, they put a shielding spell on the room. Catherine couldn't get out. Damon and Stefan tried to kill her, do you remember? And then they were stabbing her, and the lady was outside and she was dying, and he was like, mate, I've got a witch on my side as well. And that was Bonnie's family. And I wonder if that is the same woman here. And if it is, yeah, why have we not seen more of them? Because I'm sure when she was leaving, she was like, oh, you're my family. Oh, you're a witch. And she was like, yeah, we'll meet again someday. You know, something like that anyway. And they never did. Literally never did. We've actually never seen anyone really from Bonnie's side. Even her mum. Like, I know her mum was well annoying, mate. Honestly, so annoying. But I'm surprised that we hadn't even tried to integrate her back into it. Even when her dad got killed, yeah, did her mum even come back? It's mad. Absolutely mad. Proper sidetrack there. But so it's interesting, mate. There's a girl inside there. Enzo was like to her, well, I mean, unless she's got like an amazing kitchen and unlimited supply of food, mate, she's dead. And she's like, nah, she's not dead, mate. I can still hear her inside. So she must have been there for time, literally. Oh, actually, it doesn't seem like it was been that long, actually. But even if it's like 3 years in the 3 year timeline that we're looking at, it's still a long time to be down there with like no food and that. So like, how is she actually surviving? Did someone transition her before she went in? Is she a vampire that's slowly like perishing out like the way Damon did with no blood? Or is she another weird supernatural that we hadn't even got to see yet, which will be exciting? Another thing that was exciting that I think was Bo. He transitioned into another body. I understand that Bonnie wanted to keep him alive, but in the reality, Damon done everything that he could to make sure Bonnie stayed alive, even though she didn't really like what he was doing, and he just went and killed him anyway. But I thought it was really interesting that was Bo, because it makes me think that I wonder if it'd be good if we got another vampire that we've possibly known somewhere, you know, or one of the friends from the past in a different body. We've seen Damon kill one of his friends before, when they was infected, I think, with a werewolf bite. So that's interesting. I do think it's good actually when you drop stuff in like that. Now, in terms of the Stefan and Alaric situation, again, I'm not a really big fan of Alaric in the past few episodes, but I kind of understand everything that he's saying and where he's coming from. I really, really do. I do understand where he's coming from, and it makes it hard for me to then go and say I dislike what he's doing when I get the place where he's feeling and the actions and the way that he is like literally going about the situations. Now, in terms of what he ended up saying to Stefan, then I disagree with him in terms of, yeah, we're not really together, we sleep in separate rooms, she don't really love me, but we've built a family. Come on, Rick, man, that is absolute denial, man. Like, literally, that's not a relationship. It's literally not a relationship. It's kind of like living with a nanny, is it not? Like, literally, you do your own thing, you come home, someone else is looking after the kids for you. When you come back, you take care of him. Yeah. That is nanny, mate, literally. So, what would be best is both of yous live right near each other. Both of you have the kids, both of you see him every single day, you're in each other's life, you have a happy relationship, you can get with someone, Alaric, that actually loves you and you love them. Caroline can get with Stefan, she loves him, and you can have a happy life, you can have your kids involved, everyone's still involved, and everybody's happy. But here, it's just better paranoid that Caroline's going to leave him, yet they're not even together anyway, which is well strange. And then Stefan turned up at the end to speak to Alaric, I must say, but Caroline was there, and I knew that she wasn't going to speak to him because he's just not going to speak to him while Alaric's there, is it? It's just one of those things. And she decided to not speak to Stefan, go upstairs. Alaric shut the door on him, And then obviously Damon gave him a phone call, and he was just saying the way, you know, I'm going to have to get something done, mate, because there's so many names here. She's literally gone on a Madden. And like I said, before we cut into this little end segment, Rayna, yeah, she's dead anyway. It looks like it, that she's going to literally go soon. So what she needs to do is a moral high ground thing and sacrifice her life for Bonnie. Now, I understand when they first pitched it, yeah, if she was still in a healthy state, then maybe she could say no. But now it looks like she's gone, mate, literally done for. So she should do what they've done and sacrifice her life, which is already dead anyway, to help somebody else. And that is what she should do. So I'm actually really excited. I thought it was a good episode. There's lots of good information, really exciting storylines. I know I enjoyed the Bonnie and Enzo progression, how we got to where they currently are. I'm really interested to know this woman in the vault now. I'm actually thinking that woman in there might be in the final season, which will be very intriguing. And then obviously how we portray with the Stefan, Caroline and Alaric situation, because honestly it is a weird one, which I would really enjoy seeing how it proper plays out. So I can't wait to jump into the next episode. So thanks so much for clicking my channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.